We'll call to order the City of Douglasville City Council regular meeting for tonight, which is Monday, November the 21st, 2022. Our invocation will be done by the Reverend Brian Berryhill of Heritage Baptist Church, and after that, we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by the Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller. Please stand for the invocation.
Dear Lord and Heavenly Father, we come to you again today. Thankful, Lord, for another opportunity to open up this meeting, and Lord, just to be able to call upon your name. And Lord, we pray as we enter into this Thanksgiving season, Lord, we'd be mindful, Lord, of all the blessings, Lord, you bestowed upon us. Lord, I pray that as we go through this meeting tonight, you bless each and every member of the City Council, the mayor, everybody else in leadership. Lord, I just pray your blessings upon them. I ask you to have your will and way in this city, in this meeting here tonight. And we ask all this in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, for leading us in the pledge. And Pastor Berryhill, we appreciate your sacrifice in coming to give us an invocation again. Happy Thanksgiving. Before we go through the announcements, we do have a presentation of our 2022 Dose of Douglasville Citizens Academy for our fall class, and we'll have our Assistant City Manager, Ms. Chelsea Jackson, come and do that presentation for us.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Good evening.
I'm Chelsea Jackson, 6695 Church Street, Assistant City Manager. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. It is my honor to present to you the 6th graduating class of the Citizens Academy Dose of Douglasville. Dose of Douglasville is a 10-week program to familiarize residents of the Douglasville city structure, the city government, and services that the city provides. The Academy provides residents with information, resources, and tools to become knowledgeable community members and effective neighborhood leaders. The class consisted of 16 participants this year. Throughout their time, these participants have met with staff participating in several activities throughout the past few months. As you know, they experience activities involving creating their own city budget, as well as having to present a balanced budget to a mock city council, and they all get really into that. They love being a mayor pro tem, or city council member. They love presenting as a director. They got really into it. You'll hear from our police chief later on regarding his experience in that as well. But they enjoyed their experience over the last 10 weeks. They met with our community development department, Elevate Douglas. They asked for many stores and restaurants, of course, so we have a wish list that we'll share with you all as well. They even met with our police chief and major and learned all things public safety. Next, I would like to introduce you to one of the graduates who will share their experience. Mr. Vincent Irvin is a city resident of Ward 5 and has been very excited to participate in the academy. So I'll call down Mr. Vincent and he'll share his experience with you all.
Good evening. My name is Vincent Irving. My wife and I, Lisa, we just moved to Douglasville a little over a year ago. And this was an amazing introduction to the city. We moved to Douglasville not really knowing much about the area. All we knew is that it was close to Atlanta, and it worked out for us. And so coming to this class really helped us understand how the city is ran. It helped us understand how to figure out what activities are happening within the city. One of the things that we learned was that this is a very transparent city, which I love. The website has all the information that we could ever need, including all the events that's going on, but also the status of all the projects that are taking place within the city, which is really helpful to know. One of the things that we did was we had some amazing sessions. One of the first groups that I really saw doing some great work in this city was our Parks and Rec department. And so it was really nice to be able to meet the folks who are doing the work within Parks and Rec and see how they are making sure that we have inclusive programming for everyone within our community. I also learned a lot more about the Welcome Center. I thought that the Welcome Center simply passed out maps, but they do so much much more than that, and they really help feed in people into our city. Elevate Douglas, it was great to learn about how they are connected to the city and how they are bringing in various resources into the city, and also Public Works. It was nice to see how they get the work done. It was nice to see all the trucks that they have. They showed us all the tools and all the fun that they have. But we also talked a lot about recycling and how much we want to see that come back. And there were so many more city staff who helped us learn all the great things that are happening here. It was really a great experience for me, and I know, speaking on behalf of all of my classmates, it was a great experience for all of us. We all enjoyed serving in your roles, Chief. I almost got you some more money. Almost. Almost. It was hard. But I have to really give kudos to Ms. Jackson for curating and facilitating this amazing program. Like I said, it really was a great introduction to the city for me. A lot of my classmates, some of them have been here for decades, and some of us are new. And so it's really good to meet folks who have been here and hear their stories and hear how things have changed and grown within the city, which is makes me and my wife make us feel like we made a good decision being here. So kudos to Ms. Jackson and kudos to my classmates. Thank you.
Oh, congratulations. Let's give him a hand. That was nice.
Thank you, Vincent, for participating in the Academy and your kind words and sharing an overview and your experience of the Academy. With that being said, Mayor and Council, I would like to introduce to you the Fall 2022 Dose of Douglasville Citizens Academy. The following individuals have completed the requirements for graduation, and as I call your name, please come down to my left and receive your certificate from our city manager, Ms. Marsha Hampton. Congratulations to the 2022 Dose of Douglasville Citizens Academy class. Kristen Thurman, Miranda Jordan,
Woo, Miranda. Woo-hoo.
Michelle Moy, Kanisha Harris, April Love, and April is unable to be with us today. Elliot Buggs. He's a Douglas County employee, but he wants to know how the city of Douglasville works.
Oh, okay. You trying to come over here?
Vincent Irvin,
There's a fan club.
Monica D. Jackson, and Monica's husband was in Citizens Academy in the spring of 2022.
I know, what's happening? That's some Divine Nine love coming around.
Wandra Wilburn, Ramona Bryant, Faye Carter,
We know Miss Carter. I know, how's she gonna take the class? She the,
Evelyn Fitzgerald, Stephanie Need,
young people in the class, okay.
Michelle Calvo, and last but not least, Mr. Joshua Marcus. He assisted with putting the class together this year, but he also participated as well.
Very good.
And then also, last but not least, Ms. Natalie Fegan. Mayor and council, the individuals of the Fall 2022 Citizens Academy class have completed all requirements set upon them and all activities and sessions provided. It has been a pleasure to work with these individuals, and I wish them continued success as they navigate through their communities, their neighborhoods, and become productive citizens. Congratulations to them all, and as a reminder, there will be a reception in the ballroom to follow this. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Chelsea, I'll ask all the class graduates to come down, and the council will come out and take a picture with you.
We could all come in the center, right here. And squeeze. If we could get some more people to come on this side. If you guys can come fill in this hole right over here. You've got a big open. All right. Yeah. Could you? Okay. Right here on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you.
Very good. That is always fun, and congratulations again to the class. Thank you for your time. Yes. You all make the city of Douglasville great. It's the citizens. It's a pleasure for us to serve you, and we thank you so much for your time and consideration. Taking time out of your lives, that's a long time to invest and commit. So thank you so much again. We appreciate you. God bless you. So now we'll move on with the meeting. I'd like to welcome you to the City of Douglasville's City Council regular voting meeting. This is a City Council regular meeting of agenda items where official action will be taken on these items that were discussed last Thursday at our legislative work session. If the business you're here for is not listed as an agenda item, there will be ample time under the agenda item comments from citizens and delegates for you to discuss your business. I'll just go over a few protocol issues and then we'll jump right into our agenda. There are agendas outside that are on paper if you'd like to have one of those, or you can follow us on the screen with the one that is set up there with technology. I'm going to ask that you please keep your comments and presentations on a professional level dealing with the facts that are important for this governing body to make our decisions. We will not accept comments that are considered by the chair to be of a personal attack on any individual or group of individuals. And if we only ask one person to speak at a time, please do not applaud or react to speakers or speak from the audience when you're at the podium so that you will not be disruptive. We are only required to accept public comments during the required public hearings for zoning matters. And if you have a cell phone, electronic device, we ask that you will please put those in silent mode or turn those off until after the meeting so we won't get any Thanksgiving, early Christmas calls during the meeting. Now, the agenda items will be handled as the following. The committee chairperson will read the agenda item, then that person or persons representing that agenda item or applicant will make his or her presentation. The mayor, myself, and council members will possibly ask clarifying questions, and we only ask that you would bring new information if you did not from last Thursday, if you had come forward and present information to us on agenda items, we ask that you would just bring new items if you would like to speak again. The committee chairperson will ask for comments or statements from the audience. And when you do that, to bring that new information that we may not have heard last week, there are 20 minutes for those in favor of the item and 20 minutes for those in opposition. And each person has 5 minutes, or you can split your time up, but as long in totality, each side has 20 minutes to speak. And each person has one opportunity, so you can't come back if you forgot something. So we ask that you please jot down that information, come and talk to us. We'll be happy to hear from you. And prior to approaching the podium, there is a speaker form that you should have signed, a sign-in form, and you would sign your name and address and hand that information to our city clerk, Ms. Vicki Acker, over here to my right with the beautiful black sweater on. And when you come to the podium, give us your name and address for the record, and we'll hear the information. It's not question and answer or debate format. We're just here to kind of absorb the information, deliberate, and it'll go a little differently tonight because we're going to vote, not just hear the information for next week. If you have printed material, please hand that to Ms. Acker, our city clerk, and she will make copies and disseminate that information to us. That's a lot of talking, but those are the rules for the meeting, and hopefully we're all on the same page. So our meetings the agenda goes by committees, and so I'll call the committee chairperson for that particular committee, and they'll do their report if they have one. So now we'll move on. We've had our presentation of our DOSA Douglasville Citizens Academy's fall class. The next item is approval of the agenda. I will open the floor for a motion to adopt or approve the regular meeting agenda for November 21st, 2022.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved. Is there a second, please? Second. Thank you, Councilman Adams. It's been properly moved and second to adopt the regular meeting agenda for November 21st, 2022. Do we have any questions or comments from the elected body? I don't see any. All those in favor of adopting this agenda, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. This agenda is adopted. Now we'll move on to item number 6, which are the minutes of the November 3rd, 2022 legislative work session, minutes of November 4th, 2022 SDS and LOST special committee meetings and executive session, and the minutes of November 7th, 2022 regular meeting. So I'll open the floor for a motion to approve item 22-396. Thank you, Councilman Adams. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. I think we had dueling, but it may be Councilman Estes. Do we have any questions, comments, any corrections to the minutes that anyone sees? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-396 is unanimously approved. We'll move on now to the consent agenda. I'll open the floor for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Davis. It's been properly moved and second to approve the consent agenda as presented. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns as relates to the consent agenda? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Now we'll move on to our next committee, which is Economic Development Committee. That's chaired by Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have one item under the Economic Development Committee.
Yes, sir.
And that is to authorize the mayor to sign the joint tax incentives agreement with Douglasville Industrial LLC, Relish Labs LLC, and the Development Authority for the City of Douglasville, Georgia. Our agenda says Chris Pumphrey will present. I don't see him around, so I'm going to go. We'll defer to our Assistant City Manager.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Chelsea Jackson, 6695 Church Street. Mr. Pumphrey was unable to be with us today, but of course, he did brief you all on Thursday regarding this tax incentive agreement. The Development Authority did meet on Friday, and they are in favor of this joint tax incentive agreement as well. And then Mr. Pumphrey did mention, of course, they had their ribbon cutting at Relish Labs, which is Home Chef, and they had their ribbon cutting on Thursday.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. So we had the incentive that was provided for the tenant, and this is the incentive provided for the property owner.
Yes, sir, that's
So,
correct.
Okay. Do we have any questions or comments from anyone, the mayor or anyone on council?
No, sir, outside of the ribbon cutting was excellent. Councilman Estes and I were there, and it's in Ward 5, well-attended, and just, it looks like it's going to be a wonderful project. Beautiful building.
Well, barring any comments or questions, I would like to place item 22-377 in the form of a motion for approval.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. I have a motion for approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. Did you get it, Ms. Acker? Okay, it's been properly moved and second to approve item 22-377. Do we have any additional comments or questions as relates to this item? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-377 is unanimously approved.
That is all I have tonight under the Economic Development Committee, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem and Ms. Jackson. We appreciate you presenting that. We'll move on then to item number 9, Finance Committee, chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in finance.
Thank you, sir. Housing and Community Affairs Committee, chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee, chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
Madam Mayor, no business at this time. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Councilman Davis. Personnel and Organization Committee, chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in personnel and organization.
Thank you so much, Coach. We'll move on then to item 13, Planning and Development Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
First of all, I'd like to thank our Mayor Pro Tem for covering for me on Thursday. I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
From the looks of the agenda, maybe I should have taken another day today. I don't know.
say that.
Oh, no, I would come and drag you back in.
But we'll get started. We'll start with item A. Hold a public hearing and consider a request for a change in zoning from PUD Planned Unit Development District to LI Light Industrial District for 95.11 acres located Riverside Parkway, land lot 169, District 1, Section 5, Parcel 4. Parcel ID number 016901500004. Application by Edge Connex Real Estate Acquisitions, LLC, care of Edmund Wilson. Ms. Reed?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Shayla Reed, Community Development Director. Just to inform you, the applicant has requested to withdraw this application at this time.
Okay. The applicant has requested to withdraw. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
Okay. Not being here on Thursday for the public hearing, obviously, there's some things that have come about that they decided that they wanted to do something different or not do something. So I will open the floor for any question or comment of council prior to moving forward, just so there's clarification if there is any question for staff.
I have a question,
Yes,
Mr.
Madam
Chairman.
Mayor.
So withdrawing, and I'm sure the Legal Eagles will tell us, is this, do we take no action, or?
Yes, ma'am. There won't be any need for the vote.
Okay, thank you so much. Then a withdrawal, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other question or comment? Then at the request of the applicant, then they requested that it be withdrawn. Mr. Dodson, would I then need to make a motion that that be granted? Okay. Then I would go forward with a motion to grant that item 22-271, the application be withdrawn.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion to withdraw item 22-271 by the chair, Councilman Adams. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. I had dueling seconds from Mayor Pro Tem and Councilman Estes. Did you get it, Ms. Acker? Who was it? Mr. Miller. So it's been properly moved by the chair, Councilman Adams, and second by Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller, Councilman Miller, to withdraw item 22-271. Do we have any additional comments, questions, or concerns as relates to this item from council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of withdrawing this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-271 is withdrawn.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We'll
You're
move on to
welcome.
item B, which is a connected item. So point of order, would we need to take this item up, or is there also information concerning this item different from what we have on our,
The applicant wishes to continue with this item.
pardon?
The applicant wishes to continue with this
To
item.
continue with this item, okay? Item B, consider request for plat approval for the purpose of subdividing for 95.11 acres on Riverside Parkway and Roberts Road, land lot 169, District 1, Section 5, Parcel 4. Application again by Tributary Land Partners, LLC, care of Adam Richards. Ms. Reed?
Yes, sir. As mentioned on Thursday, this particular parcel is requesting to subdivide the land, dividing it by 52.17 acres to the north and then 42.30 to the south. So that will give them an opportunity to divide the land for development, two separate developments.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Reed.
Thank you, sir.
Questions, comments of council? Anyone?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, Mr. Coach Watt.
And this has no effect on any rezoning. It maintains the zoning that it has now, correct?
Ms.
That is
Reed?
correct. It still remains to have the R6 base zoning of PUD.
The only difference would be it would be split into two parcels.
That is correct, sir.
Okay. Mr. Mayor Pro Tem?
I would be curious to know, hear from the applicant why they wish to make the subdivision at this time if they're not going ahead with the first. Is that fair?
Is the applicant available to speak to that? If so, please come forward. Give us your name and address for the record, please, sir, and then, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, if you'll repeat your question.
Hey, good evening, Mayor and Council. My
Good
name's
evening.
Adam Richards, Tributary Land Partners, 3490 Piedmont Road, Atlanta, Georgia.
We'd like to find out why your intent is still to subdivide the property without, in light of you withdrawing the first submission.
Sure, yeah, EdgeConneX chose to withdraw the application, but it has always been ownership's plan to subdivide this parcel. 95 acres is a rather large tract, and as we talked about last week, there's a stream and a sewer line that bisect the property right down the middle, and they have different topographies, so there's some, different development challenges which really present better as two separate sites. The way Roberts Road kind of declines pretty sharply down from Riverside Parkway, it really is just better suited as two separate parcels going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Dodson, is there a need for we haven't had to have a public hearing for this one, so we're not required on this item to do that. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Seeing none, if the subdivision plat, Ms. Reed, has been presented, has been found to be in order, then I see no reason why we cannot move forward with that if everything is in order, if that's what they choose to do on their property with it zoned, continuing to be zoned R6.
That's correct. Staff has reviewed the plat request and the application. There were no conditions or issues found with this.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Then I make a motion on item B, 22-407, that we approve.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved by the chair and second by Councilmember Estes to approve item 22-407. Do we have any comments, additional comments or questions from the council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-407 is unanimously approved.
Thank you, Ms. Reed. Thank you, Madam Mayor. We'll move
You're
on to
welcome.
item C. Consider a request for plat approval for the purpose of subdividing for 12.085 acres on Bill Art Road, land lot 160, District 2, Section 5, Parcel 19. Application by Rochester and Associates, LLC, care of Brandon Register. Ms. Reed.
Yes, sir. So the item before you is very similar to what the last item mentioned. They would like to subdivide for the opportunity to allow for any future developments to take place. So again, staff has reviewed this parcel as well, the request as well, and there were no issues found in this request.
Okay. Questions, comments of staff or Madam Mayor, of council or Madam Mayor?
I don't have any.
I do have one, just for clarity, Ms. Reed.
sir.
In fact, I had asked you about this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
It appeared to me it was rather confusing on the plat. Are they wanting to carve out the vacant area in the parking lot of that shopping center, or are they wanting to carve out just the location, the Popeyes location?
So it's kind of the same thing. You're taking the piece, there's a parcel where Popeye is in an additional space where there's some parking. They're taking that and kind of slicing it in half, where they're allowing for the Popeyes to have its own parcel and then the additional portion to have a separate parcel.
And as you have stated, staff does not have a problem with that, in that they have sufficient parking in and on their property proper as to where their business is now, correct?
That's correct. Staff has reviewed it, and there were no findings of any issues for that request.
Okay, thank you. Other questions or comments? Okay. Seeing none, then I make a motion that we approve item 22-409.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much, Coach. It's been properly moved by Councilman Adams, the chair, and second by Councilmember Watts to approve item 22-409. Do we have any additional comments or questions from council members? Not hearing any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-409 is unanimously approved.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll move on then to item D. Consider a request for plat approval for the purpose of combining for 9.77 acres Chicago Avenue and Van Zant Mill Road in land lot 224, District 2, Section 5, parcel 28 and 34. Application by the Benoit Group LLC, care of Raven Thompson. Ms. Reed?
Yes, sir. On last Thursday, the applicant requested to defer the item until December 1st. And so they're asking for that request and for your approval on that.
So they would like the item tabled until the meetings of December 1st and
December 5th.
December 5th, okay? You hear before you, council, Madam Mayor, the request. Questions, comments?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I did have a concern. Ms. Reed, I know we talked about this last Thursday. At first, they said they needed it to be done by the 31st of November with DCA. So is that still part of the concern? I know they're moving to the 1st and 5th, but will it give them enough time with the county and all those other issues that we have not had an opportunity to iron out?
So unfortunately, Mayor, I can't answer that question because I don't know where they are with the process of the things that they're handling
Okay.
at this time. I apologize for that.
Now, do we have a maximum time frame on how many times you can table something? I know this has been tabled a couple of times before.
I believe I heard that it's 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Could you answer that for us, Mr. Dodson? As far as how long we can,
Two is our customary table.
Okay.
And I don't know how many times it's been tabled before.
did we not table it to
It's
this
been
set of
tabled.
meetings? So
This has been
we can
set.
table it then until, according to our legal, we can table it until the meetings of the 1st and 5th.
City Manager?
And I would say that we did advise the applicant, and we asked several times if the 1st would be sufficient. They chose the 1st. So this is the second tabling, and they have chosen this date. We also offered the second date in December, and they selected the 1st of December
And
for
it-
that round of meetings.
The onus is on them then to take care of their situation with the county.
Yes, sir.
Has nothing to do with us. Okay. All right. Other questions or comments?
I have a comment,
Yes.
Chairman. Thank you.
Yes, Ms. Dan.
Thank you so much. I apologize for my attendance last Thursday, but I was able to watch the city council meeting online. And I'm glad to see this project is moving forward. However, it has been very confusing, but back on track, sorta, is what I can say. I just would like to mention that, setting a precedence with other developers, I just want to be careful because with this being said, December the 1st, there are a lot of things that, that were not going to be able to take place in regards to the plats being combined. Is that correct, Ms. Reed?
I'm sorry. I'm
So
not clear on the
December
question.
1, when we come back December the 1st, what are you looking for? What should be done by December 1?
So the applicant has requested to table, so I'm certain that they're working on something on their side to have take place before the 1st.
All right. And so last Thursday, Attorney Fowler has been retained to represent Benoit Group with the Golden. So I spoke with them briefly, and I'm glad to see this going forward. I know, Ms. Reed, it's difficult for me too. I just want to make sure that in the future that we are following protocol. You look confused, Councilman Adams.
Me too.
Yes.
I am confused.
Yeah, I am too. Not confused to know where we're moving forward. So with this vote tonight, if this is approved, we look back at December 1. Hopefully, the applicant will have everything taken care of. If not, I guess we just deal with it on that day.
Thank you, Ms. Stanley. And let me clarify, I'm not confused. I'm not confused by what what we've been asked to do. I'm confused by the timetable that has been put forth thus far in that I don't know that the applicant was prepared to begin with, and now that they've been educated, hopefully, as to what needs to be done, I'm not sure that it can be done in that timetable, but it's their timetable, not ours.
Not ours, that's correct.
Yes.
Oh, I see Attorney Fowler coming
Yes.
up.
There you go.
He's so great, he'll clarify.
Are we wanting Mr. Fowler to speak on this matter?
Absolutely, how could we remiss?
Mr. Fowler, you know the drill.
Yes, clear it up,
having a-
Mr.
Post
Fowler.
Office Box 489 in Douglasville. It's been complicated. I've been involved for about a month or so, and this is a combination of 2 lots off Chicago Avenue, and we now need to acquire a third parcel. And the council probably remembers there is a subdivision of 6 or 7 lots, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, something, 5 through 13 is what it is. We're acquiring parcel 13. That should have been added to the plat for the entire development. It was not. Ms. Reed pointed that out. She was 100% right. There was a time early on when the surveyor or the engineer didn't put the appropriate language on the plat that has to be signed by the city. That was a problem that needed to be fixed. It's not apparently somebody who regularly prepares documents that are presented to this county, to the city with this same formality. That's been solved. We've now added in lot number 13. Lot number 12 is owned by the county. They acquired it in 1928 in a tax sale. They've owned it that entire time. When this development was shown to the staff for the first time, they realized that if the parcel is developed as proposed for the apartment complex, there's an old unopened road called Van Zant Mill Road. And although it's not developed, it's sticks and trees that are holding God's creation together. That provides potential access to lots 13, 12, and 11. The Olden United Methodist owns 5 through 11. County owns 12. Benoit's buying 13. We've been dealing with the county now for about 6 weeks. Well, October the 4th, the county adopted a resolution that said, it's okay with us, don't worry.
Okay.
But you can't do it that way. You have to acquire it. And we have made we made arrangements with the county to do that. There's some delays, staff and council would know, some delays caused by having to surplus property in a normal manner, but there's an exception. And we've requested that exception. And if that's approved by the county, we're done by December the 1st.
Okay.
But what's that law that says if something bad is going to happen, it's probably going to happen?
We don't know.
So I haven't talked to my client today, but I heard the city manager say it was your choice, which makes me think maybe we ought to ask for a later tabling. I will tell you this, the matters with the DCA have been resolved.
good.
Madam Mayor, so we have that issue worked out. I got involved not only to solve this problem with lot number 12, I didn't realize I'll have to get a PhD to get it done, but we're close to having that accomplished. But
So, Mr. Fowler, my question then would be, are you in a position to request that this be different than what they have requested as their attorney, or do we need to go on their onus and what they've asked for and go forward, understanding that we cannot table it again?
I think if what happens in a few days occurs with the county as anticipated, we might be able to close by December the 1st. Don't know for sure, so let's move it to the later dates in December.
But can you get the plat combined and the recording, everything that's required to be done for us to approve a final plat then by December 1st? Or at least have the meeting on Thursday to plan on the approval on then the December the 5th?
Well, we will, if
Well,
everything
I may
works-
not even need to be stepping into this. I just don't want it to appear that we're not providing every possible opportunity. We're not trying to hold this up.
Right.
I don't think you are.
Yes, Ms. City Manager.
So I just want point of clarification for Mr. Fowler, just in case he needs to make a decision for his client. So we have 2 items. We have the development plan and the final plat. The development plan is being tabled, and this is the second time. The final plat, this would be the first time. So you have 2 separate items. If you want to take some time to think about it?
I think I've thought about it,
Okay.
because you said it so clearly. On the development plan, we're not ready, because we have a landlocked parcel we need to acquire. So thank you for the option. Do we need to table? On the plat, it may be ready, because it now, the plat I saw showed lot number 13 included in the large development. Did you have that plat? They have it. All right, so that is done. And when we acquire lot number 12, we will own it, so we can waive any potential landlocking. So you could approve the plat tonight under this item and defer the action on the development plan.
Are you sure? Okay.
Makes it more confusing.
So you're making it more confusing, so let me defer to staff just a minute and ask a question. Ms. Reed, do we need to bring forth item E and F and consider adopting a development plan that is tied to a final plat that's not approved?
No, sir, your development plan ties into your final plat. Your final plat must be adopted first before your development plan, because your development plan is mentioning items within your final plat.
So then, we can't do that. Gee, I'm telling you, I should have stayed home.
No, we wouldn't.
Okay. Mr. Dodson, do you have any suggestions for us?
It sounds like,
The sole issue with the final plat, the fact that it's showing parcel 12 owned by the county. Is that the sole issue with the plat at this point in time?
So, sir, we're mentioning lots 12 and 13. There are a total of, I believe, 9 parcels that we're having a discussion about that needs to be addressed. So I can't give a yes or no on that right now, because there's multiple parcels that the applicant has been made aware of.
Okay. But the plat approval's not a rezone.
No, it's not.
Okay. Does the development, I haven't got the code in front of me, our tabling, doesn't that basically refer to rezonings? The two-table rule?
I haven't seen anything. I've been looking through the UDO at this point. I don't think there's a problem with tabling it another time. However, Ms. Reed is correct that we cannot put the cart before the horse as far as going ahead and approving a development plan and then having a plat not approved, or vice versa. They are intertwined per our UDO, so it would be recommended by staff to make sure that we do those at the same time.
Mr. Fowler, is there a reasonable chance the plat can be in final approvable form by the second meeting in December?
Unless I'm mistaken, I think the plat is okay now, because it combines Lot 13 with the main body of the property on which the development will be done. Lot number 12 is the outlier, and we hope to acquire that to solve the landlocked problem. So I could be wrong, but I think you could approve the final plat now and approve the development plan as soon as we work it out with lot number 12 with the county.
Mr. Fowler, if lot 12 is shown on there as a part of this development, as a part of the plat that's being approved, and you don't own it yet,
I didn't realize it was shown. The plat I saw was only lot number 13. If it
Well,
includes
it's-
12, you need,
Let me ask another question another way. Would it be a detriment to your client to simply defer both
No.
plat approval and the development plan until the second meeting in December?
no, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Then,
then
I
I
think
need,
that's-
then I need to revise my motion.
yes.
Okay. Could I have the meeting dates, please, of the second set of meetings in December?
Madam Mayor, are you wanting to propose your meeting date changes that you had suggested? Madam Mayor has
Well-
asked that we possibly look to not having a meeting the week of Christmas, so that would change the meeting dates in December. So
But that's not been approved.
it has
No,
not,
That's
but
not
it
even
would.
been asked.
What day?
Correct. I was going to bring it up during my comments.
On the final
So,
now's a good time.
Now's a good
Not
time.
a good time, is it?
Because if we do not look at those dates, they will not meet their deadline.
correct.
We would still have the meetings, they were just, the proposed meetings were going to be,
Earlier?
yes, the week of, so that we would not be meeting the week of Christmas, like we're meeting now, the week of Thanksgiving. We were at a nail biter moment last week because people were, it was holidays, and the county government, development authority, water and sewer authority, all the other government, quasi-governments don't meet. They're not meeting at all this week, and they don't have meetings the week of Christmas. We have meetings a week of Christmas, a week of Thanksgiving.
Also,
So-
it was mentioned last Thursday that if this is approved, that there would be a stipulation that Benoit Group would not receive the CO,
That was-
certificate of occupancy.
That was a request.
The request?
Yeah, staff is not recommending that.
Okay.
We can meet the week of Christmas.
I'm curious to know if our Citizens Academy had to go through any of this during their
Yes.
lessons.
If we're keeping those dates the same, and we can work on something for the future, Madam Mayor,
Okay.
if that's what you would like to do. But for next month, those meetings would be December 15th and 19th.
So the second set of meetings as planned now, without any changes, are December 15th and December 19th.
Yes.
Okay. I will revise my motion then to table this item until the meetings of December 15th and December 19th, 2022.
And this is the last tabling, correct?
Only for one of the items.
Only for one item, okay.
But the other one already has two,
Yes,
and we're not supposed to be tabling it again, but we're gonna go ahead.
right, okay.
Am I right? They already had two?
408 has not been tabled at all. The second item
Has already
has been
had two.
tabled only once.
Okay, so this is the second time.
Yes, when you
Okay.
table it, the second item, it will be the second time.
Okay.
And my motion is for item 22-408. Yes, it is. This is the first time it's been tabled. I have made a motion to table.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion to table item with lots of discussions, to table item 22-408 to the meetings of December 15th and 19th, 2022. I have a motion. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Burdanley. It's been properly moved by the Chair of the Committee, Councilmember Adams, and second by Councilmember Dr. Burdanley to table item 22-408 to the meetings of December 15th and 19th. Do we have any other discussion or concern as it relates to this item? Thank you. I don't hear any. All those in favor of tabling this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-408 is tabled to the meetings of December 15th and 19th, 2022.
So now Mr. Fowler gets to go back and tell his client he stepped in tonight for them and changed the
Give some more
entire
time.
situation.
Actually, I'm changing my practice to family law. This is the last time I'm going to be here.
No.
Thank you, Mr. Fowler.
And Attorney Fowler, you don't have to have a PhD. You do well, actually.
Okay,
Okay.
point of order then. Item E, motion to remove from the table item 22-382. Are we going forward then with this? I make a motion that we, under item E, I make a motion to remove from the table item 22-382. That's item 22-400 in this meeting.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion to remove from the table or remove item 22-400. I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Estes, and properly moved and approved, and second to remove item 22-400 from the table. We have any questions or comments from council members? Not hearing any. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-400 is removed from the table.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Having removed that from the table, then item F, table from November 7th, 2022, consider request for development plan approval for the Astoria at Crystal Lake Senior Living Development for 9.77 acres on Chicago Avenue in land lots 193 and 224, District 2, Section 5. Parcel IDs are 022-402-50034 and 022-402-50028 for plans dated September 7th, 2022. Application by the Benoit Group, LLC. Mr. Marcus Thompson.
All right. Good evening, Madam Mayor and
Good
Council.
evening.
Marcus Thompson, City Engineer, 6701 Church Street, Douglasville, Georgia. As this item correlates with item D, the applicant has requested to table this item to the December 15th and 19th round of council meetings.
That would be the only logical thing to do, since
Yeah.
we've already
Yeah,
put a hiatus on the
you
other.
can approve the development plan
Okay.
before approving the plan.
Okay. Questions or comments, council? Madam Mayor, is everyone
sir.
crystal clear on this? Okay. Then the motion will be that we table once again item 22-382 to the meetings of December 15th and December 19th, 2022.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion to table item 22-382. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. It's been properly moved in second to table items 22-382 to the meetings of December the 15th and 19th, 2022. Do we have any additional comments, questions, or concerns as it relates to this item? I don't see any. All those in favor of tabling this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 22-382 is tabled to the 15th and 19th of December 2022 meetings.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's all that we have tonight.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it. Thank you, Attorney Fowler. Thank you to staff, Ms. Reed, and our city engineer, Mr. Thompson. We appreciate it. We'll move on then to the next item, which is Public Improvement and Beautification Committee. I'll ask the Mayor Pro Tem, and one of the committee members, if you don't mind taking this for our council member, Nicole Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. There's no business at this time under the Public Improvement and Beautification Committee.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. Item 15, Public Relations Committee, chaired by Councilmember Howard Estes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The PR Committee has no business this evening.
Thank you, sir. Public Safety Committee, chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
At this time, Madam Mayor, we have no business. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Davis. Recreation, Culture, and Tourism Committee, chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in Recreation, Culture, and Tourism.
Thank you, Coach. We'll move on to Technology Committee, chaired by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business at this time under the Technology Committee.
Thank you, sir. Transportation Committee, chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Burdanley.
You're welcome.
Do we have any other business to come before council this evening? When is the Christmas tree coming? City Manager, Mr. Gregg, Christmas tree.
Christmas.
I'm getting questions in the community. Where's the Christmas tree?
And Christmas tree, getting the Christmas tree up.
Before the parade on the 2nd?
Yeah, they'll have it up. They were starting on it yesterday, but I'm not sure what might happen.
Okay, I see Emily. Come on, Emily. Looks like you're coming forward to give us our holiday events. But the other question, City Manager, I did text you and you texted me back. But if we can give an update on decorations in New Horizons community, I know those were some concerns. And what we were told is that because there are renovations at Jesse Davis Park, we would not be able to. We usually have Welcome to Douglasville and some other decorations, but because of the renovations, we weren't able to put all the decorations that we would like to have up, but we will have decorations. Are there some there? I haven't been able to drive in the area yet.
Now, Ms. Emily may not know about the decorations. She'll know about the events. Greg's staff is working with the contractor who's putting up those. I'm pretty certain, Greg, correct me if I'm wrong, their challenges with installation probably have to do with staffing, just like all of us. It's taking them a little bit longer to do what they traditionally do. Marcus Thompson can give you an estimate, an ETA
Estimated
on
time.
renovation for Jesse Davis Park. But the reason we did not put anything there is because we will probably be commencing construction and we would have to take it down. So those decorations will be placed in other locations.
All right, Mr. Gregg and Mr. Thompson, what you got? Come on. Please, give us just a brief report. I know. People just, we want to
Moving
see the
dirt,
city.
Madam Mayor.
Yes, sir. Mr. Thompson.
Yes, that's correct. Region has begun mobilization to the site. They put up the fencing around the perimeter. The schedule completion date right now is we're 18 months out. That's all I can say. So I think that's fall 2024.
Fall 2024
Yeah,
for the
if I'm not
completion
mistaken.
for
Yes,
Jesse
yes, ma'am.
Davis Park renovations. But as far as the decorations are concerned now, we're not able to put those up because you're going to start putting the fencing around.
Yeah, that's correct, because fencing has commenced, as well as the erosion control devices. So
Yes, sir.
it'll be pretty difficult, you know.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it, Mr. Thompson. Mr. Roberts, can you tell us, we're going to have some on Malone Road or in the area?
On what now? Say that again? On Malone Road?
You know how we had lights on West Strickland and some were going down towards Stewart Middle School?
No, those are the
I mean,
ones that
on
some of our
92, I
staff-
apologize.
Those are the ones that our staff puts up, and I'll have to check with Corey on what the status is on that.
Yes, sir.
So I can tell you whatever we'll have up between the rest of this week and next week. But you mentioned the tree. I'm assuming you're talking about the one out here?
Yes, sir. The Christmas tree, I would ask questions about the Christmas tree and decorations all over the city. I do believe there's some on Chapel Hill Road. I know that we have some on Church Street. We typically do some on Fairburn as well, but we won't light up everything until the Christmas parade. But people are noticing that lights are here and some are different places, so
So
just
as
trying
far
to
as
get an
Chapel
update.
Hill Road, we only go down to just around the bridge on Campbellton Street.
Yes, sir.
Maybe slightly over, and that's just a power access point.
Okay,
But those are what staff puts up.
I see.
And the tree was supposed to have already been up. It was to go up yesterday and today. So I'll have to check and see what the holdup was on that. That's a separate contractor that handles that for us.
Okay.
And so, but I'll have an update here shortly.
So are we going to have any on Strickland, West Strickland Street and,
The lights that we always put up, I'm not
Yes,
aware
sir.
of anything new that was purchased from last year, but everything we've had up, we will have up.
okay. But we will not have the ones by the park because of Mr.
At
Thompson
Jesse
saying the
Davis.
fencing and all of that.
That's right. And so that large one that was at JD is now at,
Hunter?
no ma'am, it's on Freedom Island.
Freedom Island,
at-
okay.
At Campbellton, and so we rearranged some stuff on Campbellton Street.
Okay.
So it's greeting people as they come over the bridge into town.
Yes, sir, at Freedom Island. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you all so much, and I appreciate you letting me put you on the spot. I'm just trying to get some answers for the citizens. All right, thank you so much. So we'll move on then. Any other comments from council, elected body? All right, we'll keep moving. Updates from city staff, our city attorney, Mr. Joel Dotson.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Our staff attorney, Ms. Miranda Jordan.
No business, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Chief of Police, Chief Sparks.
No business, Madam Mayor.
What? For real?
I mean, we always got business, but, you know, it's,
Well, tell us about the men's that you started, the group, and how many came out that day for the mentoring and,
okay, we started a Rising Men of Douglasville. So I see a couple of men out here from Douglasville that wasn't at the meeting. But anyway, we're gonna have another meeting on the 28th. So the Rising Men of Douglasville, the police department will be doing training in reference to conflict resolution, implicit biases, or in de-escalation. So our goal is around the first of the year, all these men that has gone through the training, we will be able to position them in locations throughout the city of Douglasville, like the mall, the parks, where we having issues with some young people or whoever. They'll see some men of character standing up, and the men need to take back the community. The men need to get active in the community. So these men, we had about 37 men last week. So on the 28th, look at our Facebook page. You want to be a part of it? Come on. So now we're going to be doing, like I say, we're doing training. You're not training to be the police. You're training to go out to do what men were ordained to do. So that's what we do.
thank you so much, Chief. All right, we're
Madam
going to
Mayor.
pass the plate. That's his sermon. Yes, sir.
I have a question for the chief. Chief, will that be an age limit?
No, we are, like tonight, we have what we call the Foundational Transformation of Men meeting tonight. And that's an age group like 21 up to like 21, 27. But the Rising Men of Douglasville, if you're a man, not a male, you a man, come on.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments?
It's a difference.
It's a
You
difference,
know
Chief.
what I mean? It really, it is. We don't want no boys, we want men.
No Boys to Men. All righty, thank you. Ms.
Women, we
Emily,
coming.
you coming?
She said, what about women? We gotta get the men first.
Do the head, start with the head. Okay, thank you so much, Chief. City Manager, Ms. Marcia Hampton.
We'll work on those dates for 2023, Mayor. Thank you. That's all I have.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Emily, you want to come? Did you have some events for us?
The tree is up.
The tree is
I
up.
thought you were seeing something I wasn't seeing, but I had to walk out there. The tree is
I
up.
didn't see no tree. Is a
But-
tree
but-
outside?
But we
for
turned
real?
that on with Santa. Yeah, it's up. I'm texting people and they're like, what happened to the tree? I'm like, I don't know, it ain't there.
When did you put the tree up? Was it up yesterday, Mr. Gregg? Did you put it up yesterday? It went up today. I didn't see that tree yesterday. Me too. I'm Ingrid Bergman. I feel like I'm gaslit. Okay, thank you. Come on, Miss Emily.
Emily Hardaway, Community Outreach Coordinator, 6695 Church Street. Yes, as mentioned, on Friday, December 2nd, we will be having our Miracle on Main Street Christmas Parade right here in downtown Douglasville. It will start at 6:30 p.m. We have extended the deadline for registrations for this Wednesday, so we're accepting float registrations until Wednesday at noon. So there's still a little bit of time, but not too much time to register. Immediately after the parade, we will have the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. And then there's going to be live reindeer, an opportunity for photos with Santa, and those photos with Santa are free. We take them with the professional grade camera, and then families are able to download them for free. So if you are looking for an opportunity to come out and try to get some photos with Santa, this is a great opportunity. We'll also have Kumba Coffee having hot chocolate and apple cider on the plaza. Dreaming Sweets will be selling sweets, and we will have a mistletoe market selling with lots of vendors selling different holiday goods. We'll have a photo booth right in front of the plaza with the fun, joy, and lights. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And then the next day is Breakfast with Santa at the park. And registration is still open, I believe, on the website.
All righty.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Miss Emily. We appreciate it.
Repeat the dates again, Emily, so everybody hear it.
The parade is Friday, December 2nd. It starts at 6:30 p.m. sharp. And then the Breakfast with Santa is the following Saturday, December 3rd.
And you already had Christmas bingo.
Yes, that was this past Friday.
Friday.
And it was a lot of fun. So thank you for everybody who came out.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Emily. All righty, so City Manager, now we're down to comments from citizens and delegates. If you sustain the meeting and you'd like to come and approach the council and myself, please come to the podium. You have 5 minutes to speak to us and any business that's germane to the city of Douglasville. So please just give us your name and address for the record, and then you have 5 minutes to talk.
Hello, my name is Antoine Jackson, 3607 Onley Lane, Douglasville, Georgia, 30134. And hello, hello, Mayor and Council. I'm kind of here today as a representative for Biomass Solutions Group, LLC. And there was an event that happened today, which November 21st, property taxes is due. And one of the properties that I've been eyeing, or that my company has been eyeing, is that 8030 East Strickland Street, also known as the, kind of like the abandoned warehouse near the 12171 Veterans Memorial. That is actually becoming a delinquency, becoming delinquent on its property taxes, and its property tax its tax bill is currently standing at $21,000. So I gave out a proposal form to the ladies on the left, on my left, about a proposal or a business proposal that my company, Biomass Solutions Group LLC has on the property, and that is to do a recycling center or to do a kind of like a biomass recycling center or biodegradable recycling center, which will be focusing on food waste and paper products. and then we would be storing and then also making it into compost or into other products. Yeah, and then center of store and process. And then also one of the products would be compost, fertilizer, mulch, and there's plans to do more stuff on the property as well if the business proposal were to go through.
All right, Mr. Jackson, trying to do great things. We appreciate your information, and the city manager will direct you to whom you need to speak with in the city. Thank you for coming forward. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Any other comments from citizens and delegates? Not. If we don't have any, then we do have a reception for our DOSA Douglasville Fall 2022 class. Not having any other information or anything to come before council tonight, this meeting is adjourned.